In the first part of this video, we talked about the meaning of work and reflected on some questions. Whether a place, due to its extraordinary history, could encourage listening to what James Hillman called the soul of the places, or help us discover our talents, or awaken the passion for that psychological development towards self-realization. I also promised you the story of the great eruption of Etna in 1669 and the ancient church of MISTERBIANCO redeemed from the lava. Campanarazzu, which in Sicilian means the bell tower, is the name given to the place which is located a few kilometers from where the new town of MISTERBIANCO stands today. For centuries, this bell tower was the only visible part of the ancient mother church buried by the lava flow of March 1669. The lava river that completely destroyed the city left visible the highest point of that building, which remained over the centuries the only visible testimony of the church destroyed by the fury of the volcano. That place is still called Campanarazzu. The church remained protected in its lava shell for over 300 years until 2001, when excavations began to bring it to light. And so now this architectural pearl, this particular place of memory, is accessible to all. The excavations were an exceptional case because the 3-day nave, over 40 meters long and 9 meters wide, buried by more than 10 meters of lava stone. Such an experiment had never been attempted before in Sicily. When you go to visit MISTERBIANCO, you will surely wonder if the recovery and restoration of the ancient church was also an attempt to restore the soul of that place. What the ancient Romans called the genius loci, the protective spirit of every single place. The frenzy of our times makes it difficult to get in touch with this magical spirit of places. It takes sensitivity, attention and listening on the part of the traveller. But try to remember the places you have visited that amazed you. Perhaps it is precisely in these moments that the genius loci has decided to make itself known. When this happens, you feel like your soul finally returns from a long exile to its true dimension, and you have a unique and extraordinary experience that will remain etched in your memory with nostalgia. I think this is what I felt on my last trip to Sicily. The story of MISTERBIANCO's church also reminds us that Mount Etna, the highest active volcano in Europe, is alive. For Sicilians, continuous eruptions are merely a part of a long series of volcanic activities dating back to antiquity. Myths, legends and folklore have always surrounded Etna. Since ancient Greece, for example, those frightening roars and tongues of fire were attributed to the forge of HEPHAESTUS. In fact, it was thought that the fiery laboratory of the god of metalworking resided under Etna volcano. When Etna threw up fire, smoke and lava, and the ground was shaken with terrible earthquakes, ancient Greeks used to think it was HEPHAESTUS making new weapons for the Olympian gods. Typhon was another Greek myth, the giant who attempted to overthrow Zeus for the supremacy of the cosmos. The two fought in a catastrophic battle, which Zeus finally won with the help of his lightning bolts. Defeated, Typhon was buried under Etna, according to some versions of the myth. What is the protective spirit of Campanarazzu? I wondered about this while admiring the church redeemed from the lava. Maybe this is a question we cannot answer, but next time you go on holiday or make a trip, try to listen to the noises. Let yourself be carried away by the sensations that place arouses. Look people in the eyes in search of similarities between them. Feel the smell, the freshness of the air, and the heat of the sun, in search of the genius loci, which, as a fickle spirit, is willing to show itself only to those who have the ability to be surprised, to observe, and to listen. It is in fact in this atmosphere, free from tension caused by daily worries, that we let ourselves go. We dream of changing jobs, university studies, lifestyle or partner. I believe this is the best time to do a simple and practical exercise, which I recommend you to do. I also did it when I was in Sicily, while I was taken in by the beauty of the place and the ineffable character of its genius loci. This exercise was set up by Stefania Fierli in her book to discover your talent and get in touch with your diamond. Write or draw in and around the shape of an acorn all the things you love to do. What topics intrigue you? What you love to read? What you focus on while talking, walking or traveling? What you think you can do well? What others tell you that you can do well? Focusing mainly on small things. Once finished, wait a few days to meditate on the result. In my acorn, I pinned, among other things, the words soul of the places, MISTERBIANCO, Etna eruption and talent. And I decided to make a video in 3 languages, perhaps in honor of the genius loci of Campanarazzu or my diamond. Who knows? I hope it was useful. Until next time. Ciao!